What glory.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of The Cricket Show. Another massive night ahead. We've got all the usual favourites and we've got a couple of special guests, including Bulls Masters legend Luke Feldman joining us from Brisbane. So we'll get him later on. But we'll get into the desk. Joining me as usual, David Bogue. Welcome, David.
Thanks for having me again. And we've
That's
got
all right.
enough room for the four of us.
Yeah,
Just
got a big front row tonight.
yeah,
We've got
we're
a full
packing in the
house.
scrum.
So we'll introduce our guests. As we know, this week's the massive Big Bash final between the Pies and the Heat. So we've got both captains in, Arden Lankowski and Brendan Hanley. Thanks for joining us, boys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
We'll have a big chat about the game later on, but first thoughts, confident, Brendan?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Back to back this year.
Yep, be the first team to go back to back. So,
Yep, looking forward to it.
Yeah, Arden, you Heat boys looking to get your name on the trophy for the first time.
Yeah, we're undefeated this year, so I think we've versed the Pies already, so I'm going in confident.
Yep. Few washouts, three
Few.
washouts in only 3 games.
3 games that we've played, we've been undefeated, so
Yep.
we're positive.
All good. Well, we'll kick off as usual with our weekly highlight. What caught your eye over the weekend, Dave?
Well, Braden Krebs has been sharing all these YouTube links about Liam. You might have seen he's been hanging around the Taipans for 5 years now, hasn't missed a game. And to be honest, I didn't realise how much it meant to Liam until Dale presented him with the cap, the shirt and playing pants to come out and field. And he hasn't missed a game. And he was so rapt and he gave a nice little speech and said the Taipans were just like family. And I didn't realise how much it meant to him. I know he's been skipping a few family engagements where I think it might have even been an engagement party. He went to it, kicked and screamed for 2 hours and he got to the cricket because he wanted to come support his Taipans. So well done to Liam and well done to probably the Taipans, Dale and Braden. They got the family along and Liam got a stint, so thanks to Brendan and the boys for letting Liam go out on the field with Michael Loader.
Yep.
And he enjoyed it. And I think he threw it down the stumps from side on and I think you were batting and you actually clapped him, and I think that was he said it was the best night of his life, and you know what, I don't think he was exaggerating. So that was just not all about the cricket, it's all about getting people involved. And after the game, I was talking to a POM, James Beasley, and we must have talked about him earlier in the show, one of the earlier ones. We talked about him being a fielder, and I hadn't realised that he'd never taken a wicket. I don't know how old he'd have to be, I don't know, 30? Had never taken a wicket, and he said, I've taken 30 catches in the last 2 seasons, so he's in for the fielding. And he got his mum to come and watch the show, and she lives in England, so it's all off the field, and it's great that sport can bring people together. It's not all about winning, but just getting people involved and a bit of joy for a few people. So that was my long-winded weekend wrap.
Yep. Good. Arden?
Mine's not so much on the weekend, mine's an overall thing, and that's to give the ground staff a wrap of the fields. I think it's been great this year. The fields looking luscious compared to the last couple of years, and that comes down to hard work, so that's my wrap for them.
Good call.
Yeah. Probably not only that, we've had a bit of rain over a few days leading into weekends and stuff, and I gave the guys a rap for coming out and putting covers on a Thursday and just little things like that all contributes as well. So.
Absolutely.
Brendan?
I'd just like to plug a couple of the Northie boys on Friday night. We were convincingly beaten, but we were in it for a fair while. I thought it was a reasonable run chase. And a couple of guys that haven't been getting much of a bowl, Mick Penny and Matty Parker, come on. And actually between them, and we're chasing 170, really good pitch, they got 1 for 8 or 3 overs between them. So I just thought that was a great effort.
Yeah.
Under pressure at the end of the
And
game.
Matty bowled pretty well on Saturday too.
Yep. It's all good.
And stuff.
Yeah. They did
So
well.
no, good weekend. Oh, better do my own.
Oh, yeah. What have you got, Reece?
Well, I know we've talked about this young fella just about every week, but on some difficult wickets on the weekend, he's done it again at Kendall's Flats. Kalen Barr has taken 4 for 8 of 5.1 overs and scored 65 not out. So he's probably nearly up there with the best junior cricketer in the area at the moment.
Is there a Wide Bay Junior Cricketer of the Year?
There
I know
is.
there used to be. Any
There
grade,
is.
doesn't have to be under 16.
I think it can be any grade.
I've got my money on him, every week.
Yeah.
He's scoring runs and getting wickets, and for not many as well. So He's a good cricketer.
Yeah,
I've never met the kid, but geez, his stats are pretty impressive. So
very good. So no, well done to Kalen, and we will try and get him on for you before the end of the season.
I want him on here. Be nice to get him in the studio.
Might be a big ask from
Yeah,
Harvey
no,
Bay.
he's probably at school. He's probably a Rhodes Scholar as well.
All right, Friday night. Brendan quickly touched on it, but Taipan's 4 for 172. Michael Loda 60 off 43. And Mitch Waters 42 off 28. 5 sixes and no fours. Mitchie got stuck into a couple of his Waves teammates. Hit a few good ones. And Luke Solano chipped in with 24. Jackson Raybo on the pick of the Pies bowls with 2 for 15. And in return, Headlands Pies 7 for 142. Brendan Hanley 42. Jaden Larson 32. Chris Duff 2 for 26. And 2 for 18 there for Dean Krebs.
Yeah, it was I think the Taipans were going pretty well. I was on commentary for the first bit and they were getting 9 and over and had a good base, didn't they? They were only, I don't know whether they were 1 down at halfway through, so even Lucy was saying it was a good base to propel a good score from. So 172 was a good score, but definitely could be chased down, especially if Brendan had a few mates helping him out a little bit. So
Thanks, Toby.
Yeah, there was a few there. Like
Was that a jug for Simon Kelly too for dropping it over the boundary?
Well, I talked about Simon and the thing, so he's fielding. Mind you, I saw another bloke on this drop a catch as well, and so it must be the lights mustn't be that good out there, Brendan. Hey?
No, I just should have caught it. No excuses.
Yeah, so Brendan probably a lone hand for the batsman. Like I know Jaden come out and whacked 32 near the end, but Lukey Owen didn't contribute as much as he usually does, and Mitch Parsons got dismissed for the first time. So he's got an average now, so Brendan couldn't do it all himself, but well bowled. Like Chris Duff 2 for 26, that's the usual. We expect that from Duffy, don't we? And Dean Krebs always bowls well with 2 for 18.
He just hit that spot that there was a few of those popping up. It was quite difficult to face him. From the other end, it was really skidding on nicely. And they definitely took advantage early. Mitch and Michael batting without fear, but they also were waiting on it, hitting it well, hitting nice and straight. So they batted really well.
And that one that got Mitchie Parsons out, I think we had 3 replays and it really jumped. And I think you actually said you were on commentary, because Mitch is in such good form, he actually nicked it. Where if it was me or you, we would have missed it by a foot. So yeah, well bowled, and well done the Taipans. Good to see them have a win, but to be honest, it's probably something that the Pies needed. You go on a roll and you go in the final just expecting everything to happen, so it's probably a kick up the pants for some of the batsmen especially. You agree with that, Brendan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brendan, can you tell us a bit about Curtis Duff? He's come in, hasn't bowled probably too bad in the last...
Yeah, he's from Rockhampton, has probably been focusing on his work. He's a physio for the last few years, hasn't played for about 5 years. And he's just come in working at Coral Coast Physio with Benny. And he's been pretty busy working some weekends, but he's playing the Friday nights at the moment, and hopefully we'll get him playing some Saturday cricket next year as well.
Because Benny's a brothers boy, so he might come to brothers, Curtis Duff.
I think he'd be locked into North.
He's been training with us too. But to see a left arm spinner and, bowling leggies, and he's got a bit of loop, the only thing that I could maybe question, has he got a flatter ball and a quicker ball? Because to Michael Loader the other night, when you were out in deep mid-off, 6 balls in a row were quite loopy. I'm sure he's got a change up, but he'd be a good pickup for whoever he plays for next year, and has done the job for these guys.
And he'll pop a bit more regular cricket and playing every week and that. So, no, it's good to have these blokes coming to town.
Local Better are your appliance specialists with everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, with a range of payment options available, you can buy now and pay later. Go local, that's better.
Who can you call upon when interest rates are rising or if your fixed rate is ending? The Refinanciers from Aussie. We'll make your home loan work harder. Let's talk.
So, as usual, we caught up with someone from each side, and for the losing side, we caught up with Jaden Santa Catarina. Disappointing on the loss tonight, but final to look forward to next week. What was your take on tonight's game?
It was a pretty good deck out there, pretty suitable for the batting conditions. I think we just didn't capitalise with the ball enough. I think we were too loose, let too many extras away. Batters started off well, but just fell off in the end. Couldn't get many runs away. So
yeah. Chased them 170. They were going at a pretty good clip at the start. Do you think you could have probably restricted them maybe to that 150, or 170 was probably a good score?
Well, 170 was a pretty good score on this pitch. I think, yeah, they probably should have been restricted to a bit more. That was probably, some of the bowlers can be to blame a little bit. But that's all right. Look forward to next week and hopefully do better.
Yep, so just on next week, obviously the big final against the Heat, backing yourselves in?
Yeah, hopefully we can put in a better performance than tonight and hopefully come away with the trophy again.
Yeah. So just on next week, Heat, who do you think the danger players will be?
Obviously they got some big hitters up top. Benny Davey can take the game away from you. You got Arden Lankowski in there. He's been going all right. Chris Snapper can stabilise an innings for him, so they got some good players in there.
Right, all good. Thanks for joining us.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, Jaden Santacaterina there. He's bowled pretty well this year for years this year, I think. At times he hasn't taken a lot of wickets, but he's been very economical and probably had one or two bad games, but the rest he's bowled pretty well.
Yeah, one of our best. I think the first game he copped a bit. It was a dewy conditions, bit of a wet ball, and the next game he's come back and took, I think it might have been 1 for 9 off his 4 overs. So, since that first game he's bowled exceptionally well.
It was wet that night.
It was wet.
Felt sorry for him. I looked at his stats because he bowled really well. To Nick Clark in that last over, one of your games where he couldn't touch him, and he'd only taken 2 wickets at 40 odd. I couldn't believe. I thought the stats were wrong, and I've never heard Jaden talk so much. He doesn't talk much, does he? But
no.
He interviewed really well.
He did really well.
Well done for the young fella.
Yep. All right, on the winner's side, we caught up with Taipan's Mitch Waters. Okay, Mitch, thanks for joining us.
Not a problem, Reece.
Big win. Probably just 1-2 short, but thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, it was a good team effort, good team win. Yeah, unfortunately, the season didn't go our way. We finished third, so obviously that close one right at the start of the season, our first game, when we just didn't get home, has cost us in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, putting 172 on the board, probably nearly, I think, the biggest score of the season. Would have been happy, and then obviously restricted them about 30 short. So happy with that.
Yeah, 170 is always a good score, and hopefully should be able to defend that out here with one big side hitting and one short side. So bowlers did well. They got away to a good start. They were going at 10s and over for the first 6 overs. So those middle 10 overs we did restrict them, and they didn't really get away in their power surge either. So that was good. We actually bowled 2 spinners in our power surge, and that worked for us. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess overall for the season, pretty disappointing, and obviously not to make the final, but probably on paper he's probably had a side that probably could have. So going forward, I think, should have been probably better for you.
Oh, overall as a season, yeah. We probably took a few games to click, and then we wash out. Weather was not kind to us. Other than that, it was a good bunch of lads. So yeah, it was really good to play for Taco Taipans again. And yeah, hopefully we go around again next season and finish in that top 2 and go to the big dance and get a trophy again.
Yeah. So personally tonight, 42 and 5 sixes and no 0 4s. That's a pretty good knock. Must have got a couple out of the screws, or?
Yeah, well that tells you how much good of a batting deck it is if I can hit sixes. So there's a couple of good sixes there, especially if you can hit an opening bowler back over his head for 6, kind and hard. Hit a big bomb off him, so pretty stoked with that. And then a couple of overs later to get 2 sixes in a row off Hayden Pope. A few out of the middle tonight, so did my job.
No, all good. Always good when you get the waves blokes away. Righto, thanks Mitch Waters. Well done.
Cheers, no worries.
Yeah, Mitch Waters there having a bit of a cheeky dig at a couple of teammates.
Fair enough, because they were pretty good hits.
Yeah, they were.
5 sixes. He's only a little fella. We called him the Chihuahua, didn't we? Yeah. He had a bit of anger in him, so he hit some good balls. But well done.
And Chris Duff hit a 6 as well that hit the ITV van, and Phil's still not real impressed.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was a good 6.
But anyway, we'll go there. All right, well that wraps up. That's 12 round games done. So I think we got through pretty well. We had 3 washouts, but Unfortunately, the heat copped them all, but to get 9 of the 12 in with sort of the rain that we've had, we've done pretty well. So.
Yeah, that's just part of playing cricket in
Yeah.
Bundaberg in summer, isn't it? It's a bit unpredictable, so
Yep.
it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. On the way to the break, you had a stint in the box with Lucy Hamilton,
Okay.
and you had a bit of a chat with her about a trip to South Africa. So let's have a look.
Look at us. Look at that shirt of yours. I don't know. Which is worse, Lucy? This one or that one?
Yours is nice. Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. It's nice and light, though. Dale organised it for a few of the... Well, I think
Nice.
everyone's got one now, and everyone's going, oh, where'd you get that from? You go, oh, Stormers, Dan Unwin at Stormers. You know
Nice.
Dan, don't
Yes, I do.
you? So you're back in Australia.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back to school, back to normal for a bit. So.
Bit of normality.
Yeah, no, it's been good to get back and do some normal things.
And you had a good tour?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was obviously different in South Africa, but no, it was a great experience, and yeah, really, like, obviously to go to under-19 World Cup's pretty cool, and play against obviously the best opposition, so yeah, no, it was great.
And that little Sri Lankan girl that's got the shoulder pushed you out of the crease, surely you could have given it back to her.
Yeah, that's what everyone's been telling me.
Have they?
Yes, no.
Yeah, I saw that and I went, oh, that's it. You don't see that very often. Then the direct hit from the boundary,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yes.
So disappointing. And then, of course, that semi-final, not chasing many.
No.
I went to bed going, oh, they'll do this. Woke up in the morning and Ollie and I go, oh,
Looked at it.
wow. But that's what happens in cricket, hey?
Yeah, and it was like everything was we sort of did everything right in the field. It was everything was going our way, and then
It happens.
yeah, it does.
Collapse. Look
Yes,
at the
it
Brisbane
was.
Heat, they have the collapses, and the Taipans have had a few collapses, so it's just part of cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, it
And
is.
what were the conditions? Was it hot?
Yeah, very hot. It was, at least like there was a breeze. I know when I got back here a few days, it was stinking hot here. So
We did have a heat wave, yeah.
yeah. So no, the breeze was pretty good, but yeah, no, conditions were not too bad. Difference wise, the pitches were pretty similar, like turn normal, bounce normal. I know our first training session, we were on like a school cricket pitch,
Yeah.
and like it was a turf, and no, it was. We were sort of thought, oh, what this is going to be like, and we bowled like a good length ball, and it's hitting people in the head. And
Oh, gee,
So-
what were we in for?
yeah. So we thought like, oh, this is going to be a long one, but no, yeah, the fields were great, and yeah, obviously, great fields for the carnival, so it was good.
Your local Better are your appliance specialists. With everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, with a range of payment options available, you can buy now and pay later. Go local, that's better.
Time out! You are busy, but your foot pain is slowing you down. The experienced team at Hinkler Podiatry are passionate, outcome-driven, and use the latest treatments to get you back on your feet fast. Call Time Out on your foot pain with Hinkler Podiatry.
Hello, welcome back to the show. Good chat there with Lucy before the break.
Yeah, we were just talking before the game, actually. I didn't know whether anybody was watching, but had a good yarn about the conditions, and she had, the trip of a lifetime, and parents went over and the grandparents went over, and she did a good job. Disappointing not to win that semi when they were chasing 80 or whatever it was.
Yep.
But anyway, it's an experience, and she'll be back there in 2 years. She can go away for under-19s again, so she'll blitz them in 2 years' time. Yeah,
Sure.
Good cricketer.
All right, it's time to talk about all the fixtures from the weekend. Kick off Division 1. First game, East Magpies 162, Trent Seeds 39, Dave Bonds at 24, Lockie Haycock's 4 for 15, Jaden Santa Catarina 2 for 37, and Jeremy Hacksmith 2 for 38. The Feederborough Brothers 3 for 163, Luke Solano 65 not out, Arden Lankowski 59, Mitch Parsons 24, and Lockie Donovan 2 for 7. It now takes him to the leading wicket taker for the season with 29. There's about 4 clear. Got anything to say on that, David, now you've contributed?
He had plenty to say to me, because I think I must have said, I'm not sure Lockie spins a ball, so he's a slow bowler, not a spinner. And I chopped one on from about 3 metres outside off stump. So well done, Lockie. Thoroughly deserved, Lockie.
You're not the first for the season.
No, but
so.
29, and I think we're talking about Bruce Worthington's up there as well. So the spinners seem to be taking a lot of wickets, and Chris Duff, I assume, is up there as well.
Matty
so.
Posibon's up there as well.
Matty
He's about
Posibon,
3 or 4
he's not
Yeah,
too
25.
far away. Magpies got away. Trent Seeds got 39, but we dropped them 3 or 4 times, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So it was
Easy
disappointing.
catches too,
Yeah,
which is
some-
very disappointing.
I was a bit angry. I had heat stroke, I think, but I was a bit cranky.
Yep.
I kept dropping catches. But Lockie Haycox, poor Lockie, he can't take a trick at the moment. He hasn't scored many runs and he's been unlucky with the bowling, but he came on, first ball, got Trent Seeds out and it kind of set the scene for Lockie and he bowled really well, so took 4 wickets. He's a good cricketer. I think he's going away for the schoolboys with
Yeah, a
you
couple of
soon,
weeks,
Brendan.
yep.
So, yeah, luck's turned a bit. Jaden was his reliable self, as was Jeremy and Luke Solano. Mitchie, he got 24, he'd be disappointed with that, but Lukey Solano did the job and Arden got 59. I think we were 80 off 10 overs.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. And he got off to a bit of a fire. Was that the plan to go out and take on them?
It was very hot, so I just wanted to take the game on, and if I could, capitalise on some ordinary bowling, then that was my job. And having 1 for 90, then having Mitchie Parsons go in to get 70 odd from that made his job a whole lot easier. So it was just 2 things there. It was just hot and it was a bad bowling as well.
Yeah, I think he'd get a short ball and then the bowler would think, I can't bowl short, then they'd pitch it up. And by the time he was at seeing him, he was just hitting through the ball and played really well. So Magpies would be disappointed probably with their bowling, but I think Brothers are disappointed with their fielding. So a good win for Brothers, but probably helps the Northies out a little bit, maybe. I'm not sure.
We're going to have to beat them this week or next week.
Yep.
It'll come
This
down to that
weekend
game.
it'll be
Weekend.
this weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the other game, North 9 for 181, Shannon Smith 37, batted really well. Jaden Bond 30. The bloke we're just talking about, Matthew Posibon 3 for 29. Chris Duff 2 for 24. Callum Nybacker 2 for 32. Chased down by ATW 6 for 182 with a few overs to spare. Hayden Pope 49 not out. Luke Owen 49. Michael Loader 40. Matty Parker 2 for 16. Damien Turner 2 for 38. So. Brendan, I guess 180, maybe probably 30 short, 20 or 30 short.
Yeah, just not enough. And plenty of little contributions, but if we go through, I think maybe 35 was the biggest partnership, and that's not enough. Once you get that start, you got to sort of kick on. We try to attack the game early, but Chris Duff set some really good fields. Put the fielders back. Something we did really well last year, I think, was rotating the strike and getting the singles, and we sort of just didn't do that on the weekend. Kept looking for those boundaries, they didn't come. They tied us down, and then we lost the wickets. So a couple of positives, but if we're going to be in with a shot of winning the premiership again, we just got to be better. Someone has to bat through, have to get more of those 50, more like 100 plus partnerships on these really good wickets. Waves did feel well, they bowled well, but it just wasn't good enough at the bat.
Yeah, and probably on a Waves side, being 6 down, I think the captain was a little bit disappointed, but a few blokes probably didn't value their wicket as much as what they should have. But no, it's one thing.
Probably good timing though.
Yeah.
Coming into the finals, not too far
Thought
away.
Popey batted really well though.
Yeah.
He's probably been going a little bit too hard, and I think he just really waited for his ball, hit through the line, hit it a bit later, and he looked $1 million. So hopefully he takes that into Friday night.
Yeah. And then younger brother Corey fortunately went down with a finger injury, so I haven't heard the latest, but hopefully he's back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Just a dislocation, I believe, not a
Yeah,
break.
there was no breaks. So.
Yeah, he's a bit sore and sorry after, but I think he's been told don't catch any cricket balls for a couple of weeks. So that's a loss for the Heat for tomorrow night. But
Yeah, it's a big loss because he's our keeper too. So there's been a couple of swaps, but we have a good range of squad. So hopefully we find a keeper in that
someone
squad.
puts the gloves on. Poor Corey, that finger wasn't too good, but especially with schoolboys coming up in early March, he wants to be ready for that. So wish him all the
I do
best.
remember you weren't too happy when we bought Jaden Larson in the auction. Could come down to that.
We'll find out tomorrow. How good is Posibon? Like you said, 329.
Yeah.
Bowling really
bowling
well.
well.
I think he's at about 24, 25 wickets for the season.
Impressive.
And missed about 3 weeks when he went to Fiji. So.
3 weeks.
A bit longer than 3 weeks.
It felt like about 6. All right, Division 2, Brothers 7 for 170, Giles Cunningham 40, Andrew Weeks 49, Aaron Johnson 30, Logan Woodward 3 for 29, but they were chased down by the East Magpies 5 for 171. Graham Buzz Bartlett hasn't played cricket for a few years, 61, and Logan Woodward with a handy double of 56 not out, and Tyson Cox, the best bowler for Brothers, with 2 for 18. So Brothers will be disappointed, David.
I haven't talked to them, but they would be. Logan Woodward, not Brett.
No, Logan.
Logan showing his dad how it's done. So, yeah, that's a good return for Logs. 3 for 29 and 56 not out. So, man of the match and probably won in the game, I assume, 50 odd not out.
Good to see him bowling and getting some wickets.
Yep.
I think he was a bit low in confidence early because he's a young kid who swings the ball.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard to control, but I think he is a quality bowler and does swing it well. It's hard to play when he gets it right, so it's great to see him coming back and taking some wickets.
So, good win by the Magpies.
Good win by Magpies, so that'll just close that little gap.
Yeah.
North in third. Speaking of North, bundled out for 77. Ned Jenner was the only one to make double figures with 16. The young fellas were the destroyers. Sam Stutch 4 for 10. Jack Munro 3 for 16. Brody Coates 2 for 15. Chase down 3 for 80. Kyle Stellan 38, and they got the runs in 15 overs. So probably justified why they're on top of the ladder nowadays, Division 2, especially with those younger guys really starting to step up.
Yeah, well, that's a convincing victory, and poor old Nettie Jenner probably gone down to Div 2 and try and get some batting under his belt, and to get 16 and be the top scorer. Disappointing from the North boys. They're better than that, so they'll be wanting to bounce back this weekend for sure.
Yep. All right, Division 3, East Magpies 168. Amandeep Singh 42 not out. Rajbir Singh 42. Jarman Grigg 3 for 18. Charlie Steele 2 for 38, and Lance Baker 2 for 15. But they were defeated by YMCA 4 for 170. Lex Webster 55. Dinesh Gogluth with 40. And Suk Sindhu with 3 for 19 for
Is
the
that how you say- is that how you
I don't
say
know,
it?
I'll just make them up.
You've done well.
That
well.
a man deep. I thought I'd sound that out. A man deep. What do you
Yeah.
call him? A Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah. So they love their cricket, and I love
They
watching
do.
them. Yeah, they're good to watch.
And I actually spoke to one of the guys that umpired them on the weekend, and
Yep.
he said they just thoroughly love their cricket,
Yeah.
and they're out there for a
Good time.
and
Not a long time.
No, then they go hard.
Oh, they do. Yeah. They might enter a team in the T20. Maybe they might try and get a franchise next year, their own franchise. I'm just
Maybe.
throwing it out there. I'm hearing whispers.
Yeah, well, there we go. And the last game of the weekend, Brothers 4 for 192. Josh McGuinness 52, Neil Trebeen 35, Andy Porter 31. But they were chased down in the last over by ATW 6 for 194. Nick DeLacy 57, Nick Lafty 42. Brendan Prosler on a 36, and Dale Inman with 21 off 10 to get them home. And Andy Porter 2 for 45, and Stephen White 2 for 26. And it drew a bit of a crowd, that game towards the end, didn't it?
Is he the sweepologist?
He is now.
He was just whacking. He did well.
He did.
And he was sweeping if he missed one, he was gone, but he didn't miss one.
No.
So is it Dale?
Dale Inman.
Dale, yeah, good lad, and 21 off 10. And when Prosy got out and Deepap ran himself out because it was too hot, I thought Brothers should win this. But credit to the blokes coming in at the end, and it was exciting even though my boys didn't win. It was just coming down the last over, and great to see the Div 3 boys. There's a lot of players from both sides that have not played cricket whatsoever, never played a game of cricket, so they're just enjoying it, mate. So good on them.
Yeah, well, Dale, this is the first year he's played cricket, probably I think since juniors, and
Yeah.
he's got a couple of kids that play, so he thought he'd have a game. And
Yeah.
I know there's a few blokes like that at Brothers.
Yeah,
as
Stevie
well,
White, he's young Xander's playing a bit of cricket, so we kind of roped him in to play one game, and he hasn't missed the last few, so got a bit of a sniff. So the old boys are coming back, and Andy Porter 2 for 45.
Yeah, bit
Is
of
that-
expensive for Andy.
That's not a wrap, is it?
No.
Andy's got to learn how to bowl in the corridor, mate.
Yeah.
Over to you.
All right, well, that wraps up our senior fixtures for the weekend. One round to go in Division 3 and a couple of rounds to go in Division 2. Division 2 and Division 1, so a few spots still up for grabs in the finals.
I asked the question of the boys on the field the other day, how many games are left? Someone said 4, and we've only got 2.
That was Mitch Parsons.
Yeah, it was Mitch Parsons.
It was.
The thing of being captain,
You
you
got
know.
four games, 2 round games, a semi and a final.
Yeah,
Good confidence.
I don't know, but it felt like longer. You don't
Yeah.
realise with the Bulls Masters, no cricket that weekend. There's only a couple of games to start getting half serious about it. So.
Yep. All right, well, speaking of Bulls Masters, after the break, we're joined by one of their legends. Luke Feldman joins us on the panel. Thank you. See you soon.
Your foot's different, so your best shoe isn't the same as someone else's. Getting the right shoe makes all the difference. It means less pain, better movement, less fatigue and less injury. At FootMotion, our experienced and caring team use the latest technology to match your unique fit and movement to the right shoe. Whether it's for work, running, school or walking, we're here for the whole family. Don't compromise. Experience FootMotion today.
See Tagglevan's, your family-owned caravanning experts for the popular New Age caravan range. Walkinshaw designed and engineered for superior strength and reliability. Start your adventures today with a New Age caravan from Dale and the team at Tacklevan's to Calvin Street, Bundaberg.
Okay, welcome back to the show. It's time for our special guest joining us. He's up here next week with the Bulls Masters Tour. Luke Feldman on the line. How are you, Luke?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're having a bit of a sound trouble here. Looking forward to getting back to Bundy, mate.
I love coming to Bundaberg. I've been there previously. And from what I hear, it's 2-2. So this is the decider.
Yeah, 2-2. This is the decider with the washout last year. They probably just on yourself, what something a lot of people probably don't know, you actually played for Queensland Country when you're in Townsville before you made your Shield debut. So got the best of both worlds, the country and the city.
Yeah, mate. When I played my cricket in Townsville, made the North Queensland side, and then played South Queensland, away to the Australian Championship. And made the Australian country side twice, and room to by Joe Dawes, who was the bowling coach for Queensland at the time, and former Queensland grade himself. To play first grade and try and have a crack.
Joey Dawes, he's a police officer too, isn't he? So is that you're a police officer as well, Luke?
Yeah, I'm a police officer. So there's a couple. And before Joey was Polson.
Mickey Polson, we've mentioned his son a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, living out at the South Burnett.
Yeah.
So the tours, you get all around the state. Obviously they're very, very enjoyable, but what do you think it's Bundy, why the boys like to keep coming back?
Mate, it's just a great setup. Rosie helps put together. That's probably the buy-in from the community as well. The people that turn the game, the dinner, the money raised, we've got the Bundaberg, as well as the youth coming through. I know, generally Friday mornings we get the school visits, and just the country kids, they seem to be a lot more polite than the kids in the city, so it's a real joy going out to the schools and having that buy-in, and then going out to the flats there on the Saturday morning and going around to the grounds and meeting all the kids who are giving up their Saturdays playing the game we love. So it's just a great buy-in from the whole community.
Yep. We had a quick chat off air. A few of the boys are out at Chinchilla at the moment. They got a big game out there tomorrow afternoon. Josh Brown's making his Bulls Masters debut, I see. But just tell us, if you could just quickly touch on the trip out there.
So they've been out to Chinchilla a few times for the Watermelon Festival, but this time they're raising funds for the Remembrance Fund for Rachel McCrow and Matthew Arnold, the two police officers that were killed just earlier, a couple of months ago. Very sad. I guess a lot of community groups are getting together to show their appreciation for the police and what the police do day in, day out, and Bulls Masters are no different. So they utilising their platform through cricket to raise funds for the Remembrance Fund for the fallen officers.
Yeah, we're just talking at the start of the show that how cricket kind of brings a bit of a community together, and it's not all about who wins and loses, but I think it's a great cause, especially with the tragedy out there, and it really does affect small communities in particular, and raising money for that type of thing. So, yeah, well done to the Bulls Masters. I think it's a great initiative to go out there and raise money for that. So well done to all the Bulls Masters, and
Yep.
a few of them out there probably having a few cold beers tonight. But Luke's doing the right thing. He'll be fresh for the hospitality in Bundaberg, because the hospitality is pretty good. I think the golf day and a couple of the business owners in town look after them, and I know Dale's looking forward to it.
Yeah, the Cornerstone members look after it probably a little bit too well, so we want to be at our best for the cider. So I heard the chat you had earlier with the current playing group. They were playing in the Bundaberg Bash up there, and I heard that chat about rotating the strike and getting quick singles. So a couple of us are past that, so hopefully they don't turn that on when we play against them on the Saturday night.
I think wasn't it Casper was on the show saying we seem to go to the grounds and the grass is left fairly long. So there's a bit of a conspiracy theory. So are we going to grow the grass long? So these boys aren't going to run too many singles.
I don't know, but if you look at the list these boys are bringing with them, Chris Lynn, Nathan Reardon, Peter Forrest played for Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of them blokes will be looking to hit it along the ground.
They're pretty serious, aren't they?
Yeah. So you've put together a pretty good squad to come up here. You're backing yourselves, I'd imagine, Luke, to go 3-2 up?
Oh, we always back ourselves. We don't go up there to come second.
And that, some of the local boys have been going pretty hard too.
Yeah.
I remember ACA game in 2010. I think it was Ryan Harris bowling, and he bowled a short one and he got hit for 6, and the next one was about 3 yards quicker. So the young fellas might learn a few tricks. If they start pulling fours, Casper and Co even Luke might send through a couple a little bit quicker to say, hey, get back.
So are you still rolling the arm over yourself at all? Or
years ago.
You still rolling the arm over yourself, or you pulled the pin and it's just for fun now?
The first year I haven't been playing grade cricket, so I'm proper retired at the moment. But just what you're going on just before, I remember a couple of years ago the reverse happened. Ben Lachlan was playing for us in Bundaberg against your boys, and the first couple he bowled probably 3 slower balls in a row, and he convinced their keeper Gavin Fitness to step up a couple, and then he slipped in the 140 km/h Yorker and nearly broke Fatty's shoulder after it ricocheted off his shoulder for 4 byes. So it's not only your guys who learned. I think Fatty learnt something that night as well.
So we've got the 2 young guns that will be announced this Friday night after the Big Bash final that will be participating with you guys. It's great initiative from the Bulls Masters to get 2 of them blokes in amongst your group. How much do you think they'll get out of it?
Oh, heaps. We love having the locals play for us. So just being around our group and seeing what we talk about, because when game time's on, we do talk about the game and how we go about it, and also we tell a few good war stories as well. So all that experience, you can't buy it off the shelf. So it's good to be around. So hopefully they've got a good set of ears on their shoulders and they take everything in.
And a good set of hands, because they're going to be out in the field for the 20 overs.
So, no, I don't think there'll be much. A few of them do like to sit off and just have a bat. So, no. All right, well, that's thanks for joining us. We look forward to catching up with you up here for a cold beer next week. And be safe, and we'll see you all next week, Luke.
No worries, thank you.
Luke Feldman there. So, they're coming in hot. They want to win.
He's been pretty humble. He just finished playing, what do you say, grade cricket last year. Come on, he's gonna bowl fast if required.
As a young fella playing for CQ against Townsville with the likes of him, Sorohan, Dowson, they had some really good quicks back in the day on some green Townsville pitches. So it was pretty difficult back then, and I think he still lets rip now.
If required. If it gets a bit tight, he'll come on and bowl.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to have a quick break, and after the break, we're going to cover everything juniors.
Your local Better, your appliance specialists. With everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, with a range of payment options available, you can buy now and pay later. Go local, that's better.
There's one name across our region that's synonymous with all things hospitality, Rum City Foods. And with more than 50 staff and 4,500 square metres under one roof, Rum City Foods stocks everything. They've got the lot. Paul's Milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals, and all the hospitality packaging you need. Rum City Foods are a proud member of Countrywide Australasia. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
Hi, welcome back to the show. Great to catch up with Luke there, and I'm sure next weekend will be a great weekend for not only Bundaberg cricket but the whole Bundaberg community. Moving on to juniors, we had some good games over the weekend. Kick-off under 16s, North 7 for 196, Levi Faint 72, Jordan May the 30, Kobe Herman 3 for 30 and Isaac Rich 2 for 15. Defeated Harvey Bay 8 for 66. With Levi Faint backing up 3 for 10 and Harrison Singlewood 2 for 9. So good win there for the Norse boys.
Yeah, Harvey Bay, disappointing again, aren't they?
Yeah.
But Geldard usually gets a few runs,
Yeah,
but if he
don't
doesn't
really
get
get
runs, they're
many.
going to struggle. So Levi Faint, 72. Good innings from him. That's probably could be even his highest score ever, I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
that's good going. And Jordan Mather, 30. So well done to the Northies boys. Nearly 200 off 30 overs.
I think Jordan Mather and Ollie Went have been scoring a bulk of their runs, so
Yeah.
it's great to see Levi step up.
pitch
That's a
him in,
good
yeah.
72.
And the next game, Brothers 8 for 135. Defeated Maryborough 9 for 106. So Jackson Hill 38, Riley Gibbs 28, Lachlan Nishinks 4 for 19. Well bowled. And Maryborough 9 for 106 with Lockie 28 and Lucas Harms 27. So probably a fairly good victory for the Brothers.
Especially
boys
in
there.
Maryborough,
Yeah.
especially to travel down and get a win.
And they got transferred to Field 1, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because the sprinklers went on just before the game, so I think Toby was saying it was great. We moved to Field 1, and 14s might have missed out. I think the
14s
wave,
missed, yeah.
so we won't go there. But the old sprinklers played a bit of havoc there. YMCA Isis in the other game, 144, defeated Acrossaways 4 for 125. So River Felsted scoring 74. He's in a rich vein of form,
done
isn't he,
really
since Christmas? Juniors and seniors, he's doing well for.
We've got him
seniors.
coming down to the sunny coast for the Open Wide Bay Schoolboys Carnival
with
in a couple
Nettie.
of weeks too. So
Nettie's gone to the workforce, hasn't he?
yeah,
Ned Jenner?
got a trade. Well
So,
done, Ned. But yeah, happy to have River in.
Yeah, he's been
good
batting well.
replacement. Yep, he's in form.
Cooper Raybon got 28, Ben Gray 4 for 18, Will Fletcher 2 for 10, and for Waves in return, Taji Coates 49, Sam Suchby 38, and Ryan Santa Catarina 2 for 13. So did well, young Ryan. Yeah,
Don't let his brother
yeah,
get all the glory.
showed Dad how to do it as well. So well done to those boys.
Yeah. Under 14, Harvey Bay 9 for 141. As I mentioned at the top of the show, Cullen Barr 65, Rory Falker 27. For North, Bo Donison 4 for 18 and Travis Kaepernick 2 for 18. Defeated North Power 110, Cullen Barr 4 for 8 and Liam Fitzpatrick 2 for 22. So I think I called that last week because I'm not sure if that's the North team that was first or the second.
I think you did, yeah.
And I said Harvey Bay would knock them off. So
Especially if Kalen Barr's playing.
yeah. So
It wasn't a bold prediction from you, come on.
fourth beat second.
Yeah, no, a few upsets there.
So no, well done to Harvey Bay there. YMCA Isis 5 for 99. Zach Onoperonkio with 28. Marcus Crawford 2 for 14. Defeated by North Bundy Bears 8 for 184. Tom Elphinstone 71 and Harry Elphinstone 34. The two brothers put on a 91 run partnership after North was 6 for 67.
Okay. Are they both the same age?
No, Tom's older.
Tommy's older.
Oh, Tommy's a year older.
So
So.
Harry held his own like the War Brothers, eh?
Yeah.
There we go. Have to keep an eye on the boys. They'd be big units, wouldn't they?
They are.
Yeah,
they are
like
very
Dad.
big.
They're all
Very
big,
big,
aren't
tall
they?
boys. So, no. And as you said before, the ATW drove to Maryborough to see a wet wicket and get cancelled and have to drive home. So a little bit disappointing there, but life goes on. Under 12, North Striker 6 for 149, Leighton McDonald 25. Tillman Newell with 26. Defeated brothers 86. Cooper Kelly 25. Nick Campbell 22. James Atkinson 3 for 6 and Daniel Walker 3 for 13. So we're seeing a few different names pop up at times, aren't we? A few of these want to get their name mentioned. So
Daniel Walker, I don't think we've ever said Daniel's name, so
No.
a few boys showing a bit of form.
Norse Avengers 2 for 257. Ryan Ballum 58. Lachlan Rogers 35. Olivia Abel 31. For Isis, Lisa Wingfield 2 for 23, but they could only manage 7 for 129. With CJ Higgins 39 and Caden Muggeridge with 21. Lisa Wingfield with 21 and Lockie Rogers backed up his 35 with 3 for 11. So big win there.
Well, that's 3 weeks in a row we've had to mention young Ballum, young Ryan, and Lockie Rogers, and I don't know whether you know them, but they're always out at the Soldiers Oval near the grandstand every Friday night and Saturday.
All Friday night and all day
I don't know how many balls they lose, but I don't know where they're stealing all the balls from. But 2 for 257
30
off
overs.
30 overs. Good going there, so well done to those kids. And Olivia Abel, we've mentioned her a number of times, and Lisa Wingfield. Good double up for Lisa, so well done to the girls there. And in the last game, YMCA East, 2 for 135. Tyson Mullane, 22. Defeated Brothers Pumas, 8 for 113. So Austin Wynn did pretty well there with 35. Xavier Holzberger, 28. And Sophie Steele, 2 for 14.
Dale's daughter.
Younger sister to, don't worry about Dale, younger sister to Charlie. He's the gun of the team Steele, isn't he? So good on you, Sophie, 2 for 14. I don't think we've mentioned Sophie at all. No, so well done to Sophie. And good victory there. So shout out to little Austin Wynn. He's at my school and he's a little fella and he'll be happy with 35. So well done to everyone there.
And just on the juniors, we have a few under 16s just get named in there's a couple of South Queensland representative teams. That's including Brisbane players as well, so they're tough teams to make. Lachlan Haycox, Toby Lamont and Sam Stutchbury in those teams. So well done those boys.
So Queensland Cricket identify the top 48 under 16s in the state and get them all together in April. So to have 3 boys from Bundy is pretty good going.
And probably expected, like Lockie Haycox, Tobes and Sam Stutchbury, we mentioned them a lot. I do have one issue. Lockie Haycox, is it Kermit the Frog green? I think Toby's in the teal team.
Yes.
But I don't know what they call Lockie's colour, but it stood out to me. But well done to the boys. So that's good recognition, isn't it?
Yeah, and probably a product of putting a lot of time and effort into those tabs boys, making the effort, getting down to Brisbane. That's a huge commitment by the boys, the coaches and their families, but I think it's starting to pay dividends, matching it with the Brisbane boys.
And, River Felstead's been going pretty good too, so probably in Bundy, in local cricket, I don't know, they took, probably when they represented Wide Bay and Lord Tabs, they took those figures into consideration, but there's a couple of other boys, I reckon I could name 3 or 4 that you'd throw in there and would hold their own. So keep working hard, boys, and they'll get picked next time. But well done to those 3.
Yep. All right, we're going to head to another break. But on the way there, it's everyone's favourite segment.
Everyone's favourite segment. What is it?
60 Seconds with
Grillsy.
Grillsy.
Of course, that's right.
So, we'll go to that. And after the break, we've got a full preview of all weekend's games.
Can you survive the 60 Seconds with Grillsy?
Well, here we are for another 60 Seconds with Grillsy. I've got Waves and Pies player Hayden Pope. Welcome.
How you going?
Good. You dogged me to get on the show on Wednesday night, so this is your payback, but good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
First things first, you've played a lot of cricket. Probably first to admit that you're a bit of a slow starter, but you played a bit of first division cricket. What's your cricketing highlight?
Oh, probably scoring that 50 with my brother out there. I think we had a 120 run partnership. That was probably it. First game with him. First time batting with him. So.
Well, I was going to ask, you've now playing first division cricket with your brother. What's it like? Obviously, being a few years younger than you, it'd be pretty good experience.
Yeah, I think he's probably played the high class of cricket than me, playing for Wide Bay and that in the games around country Queensland in the Tabs comp. So I've probably got a bit to learn from him.
Yeah, no, he's very good cricketers, and you are both very good cricketers. Away from cricket, what keeps you busy in your spare time?
Work, probably going to the beach a bit, working on the car, that's a fair bit. If I had the money, I'd probably spend a bit more time on the car.
Boss rules?
Yeah, boss rules.
In the kitchen, can you cook? Any specialty dishes?
Oh, I'm not too bad with the lamb or the steak. Made potato bake the other night, but that's about it.
No, all good. What else we got? So, if you could invite 3 people to have dinner with you, dead or alive, from anywhere in the world, who would it be?
Oh, probably Mike Hussey. Looked up to him as a cricketer. Joe Rogan. Listen to a bit of his podcast. I reckon he's pretty crazy. And Jaden Larson.
Oh, Jaden, we've had Jaden on. Right, last question. Who is going to win next Friday night between the Heat and the Pies? You've played for both, but I know you're going to say Pies, but why do you think you can win?
Better team, better blokes. I reckon better owner. I went and seen Wade today. He told me to roll my ankle.
So it started already?
It started a couple of days ago, actually. Yeah, that was a couple of days ago, so yeah, it'll be interesting.
All good. Well, all the best for next Friday, tonight and next Friday night, and thanks for spending 60 seconds with Grillsy.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show. A little bit of banter there starting already before the Big Bash final between Hayden and a few of the guys. Or?
Yeah, I think is it his wife, Mel? Is he married?
No,
or his
not
partner?
married. Partner Mel.
Mel would be devastated that she didn't get a mention to go to dinner. So Hayden, you've dropped the baton there. So Mel, open slather, he's cooking for the next week and washing up as well. And if he goes into better and tries to buy a TV, he's going to pay top dollar. Good kid, and I liked it. And you saw it how he talked nicely about Corey. Like he said, he scored 120 odd against Brothers earlier in the year, I think, and I thought he'd put that down. But just to say batting with Corey, so that was nice of him to say that. Good kid.
Yep. All right. Well, I suppose we better have a chat about Friday night. The big dance. Finally got final time.
Yep.
We have mentioned it numerous times that probably on paper at the start you would say that they were the best 2 teams.
I had a look through today because I do my research. I think they've only really played 1 game. Is that right? I'm right there. So the Heat were chasing 5 for 129 that Brendan and his lads got. It was the 28th of October, so it's a while ago. And the Heat boys chase it down in 15 overs. So they've only played once. So it was a convincing. I'm gonna throw some curveballs. I'm gonna confuse you with who's going to win this Friday night. Okay. I was doing all these stats. I'm going Heat, Pies. But in saying that shellacking, Mitch Parsons didn't play. So an SK opened. So I'm going to blame SK for that. And you were supposed to play each other on the 13th of January. It was a washout. They've both won 3 games. Pies have had 3 wins, 2 losses and 1 washout on 7 points. The Heat are 9 points, 3 wins, 3 washouts and no loss. So I think no loss could go against them. So that's when I started switching towards the Pies. But to be fair, they're both good squads, and the top order, batting order, have been performing well. So it's a flip of a coin for me. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it's a flip of the coin. I think, as you said, it probably comes down to the top 3. If I've got to go one way or the other, I would probably say Heat have got a better bowling attack. Pies probably just lack maybe, but Damien Turner coming back in will strengthen Pies. So you can make an argument either way. But
well, why don't we ask these blokes?
Well, that's what we got them in for.
Why are you going to win? Why do you reckon the Pies will win, mate?
We just need to get the superstar all-rounder out, Arden Lankowski. He's been getting around calling himself the Michael Naser with Bundaberg Cricket.
Okay, I have no idea.
And we saw how Naser went in the final. So we're hoping for Arden just to slip a few full tosses in at the end there, and that might get us home. But yeah, in all seriousness, we have been screwing some good runs up top. We want to just tinker with a few little things, make sure we're hitting some good boundaries, taking the game on nice and early, and then maybe move back to that really working hard and rotating the strike. We've got guys that can run really well between the wickets, but also hit those bad balls. And as I said, I really liked the way Hayden Pope looked on Saturday. And also Luke, I think both of them have probably gone a little bit too hard. But when they stand still, wait for the ball and hit what's in front of them, they've both been in some fine form this year. So
and Luke, his shot the other night wasn't characteristic of Luke Owen, was
no,
it?
Just trying a few things. Look, the game didn't count essentially, so I'm expecting a big game from him. And if we do happen to lose wickets, I'm also expecting a big game from Popey. We've also been trying a fair few things with the bowling attack, and I think this Friday we'll peak with our bowling attack. We've got a few plans in place that we're comfortable with. So yeah, I think we're progressing towards peaking this Friday and winning it.
Convincing? Right, Arden, reply.
I just think we win because there's no Toby Longmont in our team, for starters. So, sorry, Tobes, but we ain't going to give second chances. We've got an all-round team that's good with the bat, ball and the field. It's a young team. We've all gelled really well. And we've proven that we are dangerous with the bat and ball, especially if Posy and Ben Davey at top, they can just take the game away from you before you even know it. And the Pies had a struggle the other day, and they say that it was a nothing game, but going into a game that they struggled, they're mentally not even there. So
you reckon they're gone mentally
they're gone,
as well?
yeah.
Mentally and physically gone.
Well, I was talking to Hanley before the game, and they said they were struggling to get up after that loss. So
okay, devastating.
Well, I don't know if they're going to show.
And Corey Pope?
Yeah.
He's not playing?
He's not playing. And that is a big loss because he bats around that power. But without that, we've also got, Napa can nudge around with the big batsmen, and you got Pearson, who's underrated with the bat too. So
yeah, I started looking through the batting order and going, Ryan Norton, I nearly forgot about him because he's been away a fair bit, hasn't he? And then Sammy Pearson, probably in some of his best batting form that I've ever seen him in, and even Beau Marshman, he's only young, but he can play cricket. My only question would be, you've brought in Brendan Grills.
Yeah.
For who was that for?
Paddy. He's at his ankle.
And Brendan's not even the best cricketer in his house.
No, he definitely is.
Oh, is he?
But he comes in and he gives a lot in the field.
Yeah.
And the good thing with our game last time, we chased down in 15 overs against the Taipans, but a lot of us got a bat. So and that was great. And then we got those people that haven't had a bat got to have a chance, and they got us over the line. So that didn't happen last week for the Pies, and I think that's where it's going to be different.
And I've mentioned that a few times where the Pies have been batting very well, the top 3 or 4, as have these blokes. So, you've got Kine and Hard coming in down the order. He can bat, so if he gets the opportunity, fellas like him can do the job. So it'd be interesting to see how hard these blokes go. If they lose a couple of wickets, they might have to rein it in. Depends whether Brendan's still batting or Mitchie or Luke Owen or even Ryan Norton. If a few down, they've got to rein it in. You can't just go hard for the whole 20 overs. You've got to consolidate for a little bit and then go again.
Yeah.
Well, whatever way it goes, let's hope the pitch is pretty similar to last week.
Yeah.
That was a great T20 pitch.
Probably the best one of the season.
I believe so, yeah. And it should be a bit of a spectacle with some big hitters on both teams, and hope the crowd gets out. I think there should be a big crowd there Friday night.
A lot of people you've talked to.
A lot of people that I've spoke to are all coming out, haven't really been out during the season.
Yeah, fair bit of interest.
Bundaberg likes a final, so and the $1,000 crowd catch is still available. No one's caught one yet.
There were some guys running away from them on the weekend, so still available.
You look in this team though, you could name a Bundy side out of that team. Like the quality of players in that team, you're going to get a good show. So
the Pies team you're talking about.
But it's a lot of quality talent there. So regardless, you're going to get in for a good show.
So I guess early wickets will be the key for you.
Yeah, definitely.
For both teams, but we saw what Adam and Ben did their last game.
Yep.
Probably happen again. So
yeah, no, they're very dangerous top order. So our bowlers are going to have to hit the ground running from the start. We can't afford to give it away like we did last game. So we have to learn from that.
And Benny Davey just goes hard every ball, so that can either come off or not. And young Possie's been going hard, so they could be none for 50 or 2 for 20. It just depends which way, And there's a bit of luck on the night as well. Like if Benny hits a couple in the air and goes to gaps, then he'll start seeing the ball better and hitting them clean. So there's a bit of luck involved, and the toss isn't going to matter, I don't think. So.
Well, my MVP is going to be Ryan Norton.
Ryan
I'm
Norton.
corner right now. That's my MVP for the night. I don't know what you guys think and what you guys are showing it, but Ryan Norton is my MVP.
There you go.
Calling it.
Another MVP in a losing team.
Doesn't happen very often.
And the show there, I guess.
No. Well, it should be good, as I said. It could be either way, as any 2020 cricket. So probably, if you look at the finals of the last few years, that you sort of had one side or the other, but $1.90 each.
$1.90, right. We'll see how the betting goes.
Yeah. All right, Saturday. We got First Division, Brothers taking on Waves. I think Waves have pretty much wrapped up the minor premiership with 2 games to go. So they'll have that weekend off. But you guys...
Catholic Schools Race Day it is too.
Oh, you bet you're real happy.
Devastated. Anyway. But I think the big game is... Brendan's going to be involved in that one. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
You would imagine that whoever wins on Saturday will lock up third, and
should be. Yep. And I just think we just haven't been good enough. So we've talked about that. We just need to execute on Saturday. Build some bigger partnerships with the bat.
Full strength.
A little bit tighter with the ball. Not 100% sure. I think Joshy's coming back.
Because that's been a bit of your problem. Joshy's been in and out.
Well, there's been 4 or 5 of us that have been in and out. So.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah. You should play your best cricket when the kids are at home in nappies.
Yes,
so
I know.
We'll see how we go. I think Norths on paper are better, but the way they've been going, you just don't know. And if Pies can do something special, then they could win. So it's a big step to who comes third and play against Brothers who will come second. So whoever loses this weekend could probably nearly count the season out.
East are a team that on their day they can just hit the ground running, and if their bats get off to a flying start, they can be pretty hard to chase down. So, yep.
Yeah. In Division 2, same matchups, North and East and Brothers and Waves. I know East, I think, need to win their last 2 to wrap up third, so they'll be looking to move up that. And I think Waves have locked in second with Brothers losing last weekend. So a couple of good games there. In Division 3, ISIS take on Across the Waves. Last round for these guys, so ISIS will want to finish their season on a high against the top of the table Waves. And East play Brothers. So Brothers, I think that's 3rd and 4th, so that should be a good game of cricket.
Okay. I forget what I was going to say, but this is ISIS' last opportunity to win, isn't it? And then their last round, it's T10?
T10, they're going to have a T10 exhibition day.
Okay.
Try something different to fit in just for even number of rounds.
Do you think if ISIS win their last 3 games on that day that they'll be pushing for T10 all season next year?
Maybe.
Okay, just letting you and Flemo beware.
No. Also this weekend on Sunday, we've got the junior rep games down in Bundy against South Burnett, and Gympie take on Fraser Coast in Gympie, and the Good Child side is off to Mergen to take on the South Burnett boys. Hope they'll be looking to get back after their 1-run defeat a few weeks ago. So I'm not sure how. The Sipple boys could be very dangerous again. I believe Harry's been named as well, so he's a very good young cricketer. So.
They got a good team, that South Burnett team, especially with Jared. Jared coming back offers a lot with the ball and a quality bat too. So
yeah, well, I think the bus trip home will be determined by who wins. You know, if Bundy get up, that'll be a good win because they beat us here. If they can beat them down at Mergen, as you said, that'll be a nice, sweet trip home. But might be a bit quiet if they get defeated by them, but 2 good teams going head to head, been the 2 best sides.
It happened last year, didn't it? I think we lost to them last year. We went down there and we beat them. So deja vu.
Hopefully for the same result. So, all right, well, that about wraps us up. That we can talk about for the big game. So 6:30 Friday night.
Yep.
See you there. See you boys there. Good luck.
Thank you very
All
much.
the best. all the best for the rest of the season with Brothers and Norths. And thanks for joining us. And we'll catch you next week, David.
Yep, I'll be there Friday night. I suppose we'll do some commentary, have we?
We'll be in the
live
box.
stream, and the Bulls Masters is going to be live streamed as well.
So yeah, fair bit of coming up in the next fortnight. There's a lot of cricket. So, all right, that wraps us up. Thanks for joining us once again. Get out and support your team, and bye for now.